Hello viewers and welcome back to Magicraft. Last episode we did this, and we did this, and we did this. This automated mandrake farm, and I really like this, and I want to go larger scale with it, or maybe not just larger scale, perhaps just more central location, but I played around in creative mode for probably an hour, and it wasn't fun because when you're in creative mode, you can do whatever you want, and for some people that's fantastic, but for me, I need boundaries. I need limitations because I just agonize over the details, and it's no good for me. I want this. It really isn't. So I came to no conclusion, essentially, basically is what I'm saying here. We're going to jump to Mage Haven, however, though. I have something a lot simpler that I can build, that I can add to our little community here, that I personally think will look quite nice. Dried dirt, I actually was hoping to get a hold of some of this. But now that I think about it, with us using this as the path, that might not be the best choice. Looking around here for a good place for what I'm doing. This could be a good place, except somebody's trying to build there. Of course, when you quarter off an area and you never go back to it, then you kind of lose your rights. Now here's an area, but this is kind of filled up with some stuff. Some really cool looking trees. It shouldn't be in a main area. It should be off to the side. But it should be easily accessible. Basically, I want to make some places for this Spanish moss to grow. I had such a hard time of it. And it would be great if I had a place to put it. And the idea I have to lay it out, I think looks really nice. And I should totally cut away while I'm doing this, but it's kind of fun to walk around together. Ramble a little bit, I think. Back here, I don't want to chop down any of the trees. And it looks like we're kind of have a second section built over here. I guess right here is nice, but this was flattened out for whoever built this. So I don't want to impose. Actually, you know what? Right here, I think, would be great. And if somebody doesn't like it, we can always move it. This is kind of a farm. A raw coffee bean farm. So it's going to be so stupid simple, okay? But I want to be able to feel like we can walk through it. Let's do there. Did I do it right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. And then I think I want 2 spaces in between. Oh, come here, fence post. Come back. I had a separate pile to remind myself. Server restarting every time. I wanted to go 7 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does that feel good? That might be a little too much. But there's a reason I want it spaced out like this. And maybe I shouldn't space it out so much. All right, so let's at least build one of these things. It's nothing, oh my gosh, incredibly that monumental. It's not like, oh my gosh, it's revolutionary. Why didn't I think of that? No, but I like the way it looks. And I feel like it's going to add value to our community area, which I've done 0 things to do that. So, okay, I want to keep that there. And the reason is so I can pull this along to make my future building easier. Okay, get rid of that. I'll go grab one of my mega torches. One of those arcane lanterns. So I can get rid of some of these torches. And then we're just going to do that. And these are going to slowly grow over time. And that's why I need a space here. If I put it there, you got 2 items trying to grow in the same block space. And I think with these, it might work. Because I had some funky thing going on at my base. But this might also feel like they're too close. So I think what I'm going to do before the server resets, and then we'll come back, is let's get just 3 of these built out the way I'm thinking. And what's going to happen is if it feels like they're too close, we're going to space them out 1 more block. And maybe we will only make 5 rows of these instead of 7. This is 5 long, so I didn't want this to also be 5 because that feels like a square. But what I need to keep in mind is if we're stretching it out this way, it's still going to be a nice rectangular shape. And that's what I want. I want it to be a little more exciting. I don't know if exciting is the right word. Well, let's get our fence post in there. Building with bRanN. Yeah, see, I don't typically build on camera because I'm not the best at it. And honestly, that was the big issue with my creative build. Okay, so I made all the mechanics of what I want. But then how do I give it a shell? How do I make it look cool? All right, I'm going to let this grow. See, it's going. And we'll let that fill out. We'll see how it looks. We'll let the server reset, do its thing. I don't know if that torch is going to cause an issue with the growing. And we'll be right back. All right, the server has reset, and these have grown in. I'm really liking the way they look. I still need to come up with a place to have shears easily accessed. I don't think I need to put any notes to not shear the top because that'll stop it from growing. I kind of wish... Can I place... It's half a thought here, so I haven't spoken it yet. Can these place on the top? I don't think they can. No, they can't. Even though they would not grow like that, it would look really cool. But this looks pretty good. I bet that's spawnable spaces up there. So we need to get the arcane lamps, and I need to finish putting the rest of these here. And I was thinking of doing some gravel in some random spots. So I'm going to try out that, and we'll see how it looks. Are you ready? Let's take a look. Not the best thing I've ever built. Ooh, actually, though. This is 2 thumbnails that are related to Spanish moss now. Where's my F2 button? There it is. Self-serve Spanish moss farm. I guess I could have called it bRanN self-serve Spanish moss farm. Yeah, it's fine the way it is. So this booth, not the coolest thing, but I really like the way it looks. I kept some for myself. And there's going to be plenty here to harvest shortly. But there's some shears, right? Yeah, that's what they're called, shears. And honestly, there's the iron farm right there. So if you need more shears, you go make them. Not a big deal. Like I said, not the most complicated little thing, but I like how it looks. It's cute. It looks better from over here than it does from up here because all the textures kind of run together, I feel. But pretty nice. And this looks better if you look at it from an angle like this. Oh, that's a beautiful shot right there. So cool. And as it's growing down. And we got arcane lamp there and another arcane lamp there. So we should be good in this area for light. Shouldn't need as many torches. Very cool. So, because I'm sure everybody in Magicraft doesn't watch my videos, why aren't you watching my videos? Of course, if you're not watching it, then you won't hear that question. So instead I say, thank you to those of you that are, whether you're on the server or not. Oh my gosh. I did a bad thing. I will fix the bad thing. I can do this. I can do it. There we go. I thought I could jump on top of those. No, that's patooey. Okay, anyway, that's not really enough content for a full episode. So the other thing I wanted to look at, and I don't know how complicated it is, I don't know how much time I will have. I wanted to look and see if there would be a way to automate turning iron into other things. If we head back to my base, and actually I think this is going to be the quickest way. We have that device that's low built. It's not fully automatic, granted. But I mean, it's automatic enough. This thing. You put the fuel, and you put the coal, and you put the cobble, and it melts it all down, right? Breaks it apart. I got these back here I put myself so I could kind of just pump it full of whatever I wanted. And here's a void jar for the aspect that we're not using. In theory, we should be able to do something very similar to take our iron, which we have an infinite supply of, and turn it into all the other... where is my book? All the other metals. Granted, it might require golems. It will probably most likely require golems. And that means it's going to require research. Research to unlock the golems, but also research on my part to know what the heck I'm doing with them. So let's look. It's basic alchemy, I believe. Right? And we want metal transmutation. Turns metals into iron. Turns metals into gold. Tin is what we really want. But I feel like every alchemist's dream is to learn how to turn metals into gold. And I think if we can learn that first. So you need multiply gold by seeping gold nuggets and metallum harvested from other metals. Okay, so we're going to need metallum, and we're going to need greed. And we're going to have to use gold nuggets, which is fine. We can make gold nuggets. And you put in one, and you get 3. So basically, small scale, it's not worth it. But if we can make this large scale, you're tripling your gold each time. So you're just continuously running the gold through in a cycle. Each time, multiplying it by 3. Okay, not horrible. Let's look at... I got some gold nuggets. Let's use my junk drawer chest here to clear out some space. Just for fun. And what does this have? This has metal. Where are we going to get greed? That's another thing we're going to have to look at. So first of all, can this be automated? If I give you this, you'll give me this. If I give you 1, you'll give me 3. Okay, as long as I give you that. So this can be automated. We just need to look at what needs to be broken down in order to do such a thing. We might be able to do this today. So we go into our aspects of magic. And we look for greed. Is that, I guess that's greed. Luck room. So gold has greed. Oh boy. So, those little coins have greed. That's good. The reason we want to do this is because we have infinite amount of iron, but we also need greed. I am curious, for the other metals, does it require the same thing? Let's look at that also. So when we decide to make copper, it's going to require something else. Okay, so this is going to be a slightly different process for each metal. For tin, we're going to need crystal. Oh, that seems like it'd be easier. And for lead, we're going to need ordo. That might be a little more difficult. Yeah, and for iron, we could just continually make iron. Now, I'm sure it's balanced in a way where you can't just toss in iron and get more iron. It'd have to be, because if it wasn't, then Alan, Theo, Theopolis. Oh, there's 3 people named something similar, and 2 of them are the same person, and one of them built the iron farm. And I'm so sorry I get your guys' name mixed up, but I support you all. All 3 of you, 2 of which are the same person. Yeah, if that was the case, then he would have built a system that did that rather than an iron golem farm. Let me see, before episodes end, if I can get together enough parts to do this without dismantling this one, because I don't want to. I think I have everything I need. So we need one more chemical furnace. And then, really, I just need to decide where I want to place this. And I'm thinking that I want it somewhere over here. I have so much space to fill. And nobody from Team MOB is over here doing their dang job. Making me feel really lonely, by the way, guys. Way to go. And I'm going to go over here where I don't remember exactly. We were going to do like some kind of castle thing here. But I always thought this would be cool if this was some sort of shopping district or some sort of like tents set up along the sides. I have no idea if I can make it look like that, so please don't get too terribly excited. But I figure I could have a bunch of different automation things going. We'll have this slightly set into the wall. So maybe I will. Now let's just put dirt down again. We'll have to build it first anyway to figure out how we're going to do this. Okay, so the first thing we want is the Nitor. That is going to heat the crucible, which we will turn into an advanced machine by doing a little bit of magic. Perfect. Then we're going to set up what we want it to be, which is this. So we're going to left-click that. Now it is trying to take the greed and the metal. I know that's not their best names. I'm going to place this, realize that it completely covers up the block, but you can see it there. So for perfectionist's sake, I'm going to put one down underneath and one behind. We're going to give each one of these an I can't say it. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, just for kicks and giggles, let's get some labels. I think these work. Okay, I actually just ran back and forth like 5 times. Okay, I don't know if the labels work, but let's pop that in there. Let's pop that in there. In here, no, in here we put the greed. And I suppose I don't need a jar because this is just going to put it directly in. Excuse me. So I guess we only need the jar if we need to filter out something, maybe? I don't know. This is going to be way more efficient. I completely don't need these. Don't they look cool? I don't know. It might look awkward. Now you have to click it all weird. Oh my gosh, those things, they just cook. Cool. And in here, we're going to put what? The iron. Goodbye, iron. That one takes a little longer to melt down. And then this is just going to pop stuff out. I don't have a chest. Okay, so for now, it's just going to pop it out the front. But that's it. It's not automated yet because we need a way to get it from here back into here. But currently, as long as somebody just sits here and keeps putting it in, it's just going to continually increase. I mean, granted, you're going to have to recombine it. Unless we can fully automate this, it's probably not going to be worth it. But if you have ideas on how to do this better, please let me know. I think it's going to require golems. As far as this part, I could put hoppers and fill them up with the components. That's not an issue. We ain't never going to run out of iron. It's going to be a slow and strong burn. We got as much efficiency as we can with the aluminentum. And these kind of help a little too. Maybe we should have these on here to help with the iron. What breaks this? That'll help that melt down a little faster. It doesn't matter because there's plenty in here each time. And this one goes pretty quick. It's not going to run out anytime soon. Until we run out of gold coins, they're going to need to look for a different source of this. Now, my other idea was, can you label these? Yes. Come on. There we go. I just think that looks cooler. I don't know. We might be able to insert something in here, and that puts it in here. Or you might have to put it in the top. In which case, we'd probably have to build some sort of step down for the golems to climb up and down. All right, cool. This could be another cool screenshot for this episode. Conan Piggy. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna manage this machine for us. This has been bRanN. I will see you next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.